What if there was like video evidence of a conjuring exorcism? And in front of a studio audience. On Halloween night, 1977, there's like a late night talk show, and it sweeps. It's their Halloween episode, and so they're trying like big stuff to keep the ratings going. He's competing against Johnny Carson, but getting his ass kicked. So he's like, alright, I'll do something Johnny can't do, a live on air exorcism. That'll get viewings for sure. Oh, Johnny's monologue was always better than what he did. You can't just start off with an exorcism. I guess bring a couple of other like Halloween sort of people, like a psychic. Guess he's okay. He's doing it. Then he freaks out like, so strong. This ghost is in my head. Because he did like a seance with two people in the front row earlier, and it sort of went okay. And it even went like, oh, there was a suicide, and I know, feel sorry, and yada yada, regular seance stuff. But this one's like very intense. This guy has a dead wife who died of lung cancer. She never smoked, but that's like his backstory, and she might have been communicating with him too. Oh man, his eyes like change colors and everything, and rolls in the back of his head like Undertaker, lights flicker and everything. Like, oh shit, dude, that whatever that is real. Like, I always think these psychics are full of shit. Long Island Medium and whatever, they just go like, oh, I need a Henry or something. Oh, you know Henry. Yeah, they're just fishing. They seem to go to commercial like 4 or 5 times during this because it's supposed to be like this is found footage. But then after they go to the commercial break, it's like behind the scenes, and you're like, oh, okay, this is what you do in between commercials, and it's black and white. They brought in a skeptic who actually questioned that guy, like, hey, I think you're full of shit. And he started throwing up, so they took him to the hospital. Then his producer went, dude, you know that guy that we took to the hospital? Yeah, I just got a call, dude. He's dead. He threw up everything out of his mouth, out of his butt, everything. He threw up to death. He's like, what? Oh, man. All right, well, don't tell anybody. You should have told everybody, dude. That would have been like a good little segment. Freak everybody out. Dude, we got this next guest. This is really going to bring it home. This author wrote Conversations with the Devil because it's her, a possessed girl, and they're going to actually do a seance on her and bring that devil girl out for everybody to see. The mom, or really her guardian, goes up like, she's like really unhinged right now. I don't know how cool this is. It could get a little crazy. Just goes, no, forget it, dude. It's gonna be so awesome. It's a Halloween show. Let's do it. They tied the girl down to the chair, and you're like, oh shit, it's like Conjuring caught on film, right? But first they bring this skeptic who's like, hey, I'll pay somebody $100,000 if they can prove the devil and ghosts are real. And then some like weird like feedback thing happens, and then the glasses start breaking on the table. You're like, oh shit, it's like the devil's here doing some crazy nonsense. But then the skeptic comes by and takes off the PA like, dude, it's just feedback. Calm the fuck down. He's not handing out a check yet. And so they actually get along with the exorcism part. And the girl starts like freaking out, and her face totally changes. Like, oh shit, the devil is real. Oh my god, she's leaning forward and her jaw's all weird. That was nuts. She starts levitating and the lights are flickering. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You're like, well, that's it, dude. Satan's here, dude. I'm out of here. If I'm the audience member. She comes back to normal, and then the skeptic comes by and goes, hey, I'm really a hypnotist. I'm going to hypnotize everybody here so you know that that's what they did earlier. He's trying to say, well, I hypnotized everybody here, and then I'm going to make this guy have, like, worms come out of his chest and his eye and stuff. You're like, oh, gross. Crazy. And he goes, all right, you're back. And he snaps out of it. He's all, what the hell was all that? He's like, that's what that other person did with the exorcism. We all thought we saw Satan here. But it's just hypnosis, man. Just everyone chill. And then you show the replay of the footage, and it's like, oh no, man, it's all in his head. What about the footage of the girl being possessed and everything? Is that hypnosis? Let's go back and watch that footage. And that footage is exactly the same. They're like, oh, I guess that was a hypnosis. All this is on videotape. So the girl actually starts freaking out. Electricity starts going crazy. Her head splits open. She kills everybody on stage, chokes one out. Her head rips off. She starts melting that one dude. His check went up in flames and he melted like a candle. Very cool. The mother, the guardian, she got choked out with a Eucharist and her head got torn off. The bald producer guy got his neck twisted all the way around. Very cool stuff. The guy actually goes to hell for a bit and then sees his like cancer wife and she's begging him like, "Oh, please take me out of my misery and stab me." He's like, "All right, I guess I gotta do what I gotta do." Stabs her, ends up being the little girl, and you're like, "Oh man, everybody's dead except this talk show host." Which you're probably going to the insane asylum or jail or something like that. But I think the whole audience saw the devil show up, so who knows?